Steph Curry's leadership was very unique. He learned how to lead from his playing days at Davidson College when, he learned from his coaches and he used like sort of a consistent message and tone in his voice. And sometimes he learned he had to be the most vocal and demonstrative, you know. And one of his teammates on the Golden State Warriors team in his pro career, he appeared to be vocal and had the ability to lead by example. I feel like that was a result of him basically exemplifying his leadership abilities, and Draymond Green was one of his biggest followers. He Steph Curry, he led by example. He puts a lot of time into his work. He exemplifies a harder work ethic, shows his teammates and coaches what it means to be committed to winning. Um, One other thing is his hard work and determination, along with his humility off the court, made him a well respected role model. He also demonstrates what needs to be done in order to get better every season and not just settling on anything less than their best or their full potential. His leadership style allows others to act and be assertive. Something else about Steph Curry, he's not only tries to make himself better, but also tries to make his teammates better. He wouldn't have gotten anywhere today without other teammates following in his footsteps. And a result of his great leadership was winning back-to-back MVP titles in 2015 and 2016 eh, because of how he controlled the game and how he did everything expected of him to win those games. Um, Curry, Steph Curry would also arrive early to practices. His teammates saw that he was a vocal and enthusiastic person. He worked to help people fit in with the game plans and schemes. Likewise, when former Warriors teammate Kevin Durant was on the court with Curry, there wouldn't always be an issue with who would take the last shot of the game or who would carry the ball more, because Curry was that type of athlete who would understand what another person on the team was capable of doing and what their role would look like on game day. When Curry saw that one of the key players on his team would be out due to an injury, he took on the responsibility of finding ways to win without them and further develop his leadership role. In a sense, he was able to make the adjustment from being the main scorer in a game in order to win to finding out what needed to be done in order to get his teammates more involved during each game. It says in the textbook on page 62, the topic of transcendent followership is like, it's a big topic in this case because it tells us that certain followers show competence in managing themselves, working with others, and supporting and changing the organization as a whole. It also shows us that competent followers assume responsibility for developing their skills. And, this has to connect to the way Steph Curry exemplifies leadership by telling us how he stepped into the Golden State Warriors organization, in which this organization had no sense of direction. And within a few years of having played in pro basketball, he realized he had a bigger role on the team, which was to make sure that his teammates and his followers knew their roles on the team and they could work on building more of like a winning culture. Curry also made sure that everyone had a chance to improve on their playmaking abilities after every game. What I found most interesting about Steph Curry and his leadership was the fact that the Warriors front office wanted to build the team around him. They wanted to also surround him with players that had extraordinary shooting abilities and people who respected the way Steph played the game. And man, his leadership just is off the charts sometimes. He's a good person to talk to and be a friend of.